Good morning. It is 6:57 a.m. Oh crap, I'm running later than I thought. Um, on Thursday, October 20th, 2016, I am Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, part of the reason I'm behind schedule is that I just figured out, I had a brainstorm and I figured out not a, it, I'd say a partial solution to a technical problem that I was having in the uh, original recording of our first episode of So Many Levels. Uh, Now available both in YouTube form and audio podcast. Check out ChristianaEllis.com for details. Blah, blah, blah. Um, I wanted to have music as part of the show. But part of the complication is that when I went to get it all set up, first of all, this was something that I just dumbly didn't think of during setup. But then what I discovered is that I had a way to make the music play and mix with the recording in a way that I could control, but I couldn't hear it myself. And me, as the one who needs to adjust the volume and start and stop the tracks and that sort of thing, I kind of need to be able to hear it. And so I experimented with doing it a little bit anyway, and then just decided to abandon that. And so we only had the intro and outro music, and then music that we were playing while I was reading the world setting. But what I really kind of wanted was combat encounter music, um, and so we didn't have it for that first episode because for whatever reason I couldn't figure it out, and so I was trying to figure out like why can't I hear it, because everything that I had set up should work. I was working with my mixer and my iPod and various little cable adapters and so on, and it's like I'm not a complete newbie when it comes to this stuff right now, so I was what I was doing should work, and I'm still not 100% sure why it wasn't working the way it was, but I did at least find a workaround. Part of what was happening, and I knew this part, was that my iPod is old style. Oh, flashing my scraped up palm here. Yeah. Um, It is old enough now that it's taken a couple of falls, and one of those falls has rendered it only able to deliver the left stereo channel. That's irritating. Um, it's not that big a problem most of the time, because I listen to a lot of podcasts where the stereo isn't that important. But it's, yeah, not optimal. So I knew if I was going to be playing the songs from my iPod that it was only going to output the one channel, and so that's not ideal. But I listened to it that way, the music in question, and it sounded okay enough. But then when I tried setting it up, I was running it from the iPod into the mixer and then listening to the headphone output from my mixer and couldn't hear it. And I don't know why. And so then what I discovered is that this adapter, which is what I was using to listen to the headphones, um, from the mixer. Yeah, this adapter is apparently also cutting out one of the two channels, stereo channels, and guess which one? The right one. I don't know why this is doing that. This should be stereo. You can see the two rings. So I don't know why it was doing that. Maybe it's just something kind of old and crappy about this too. But for whatever reason, what that meant is that my iPod was only putting out a left channel, and the headphones were only putting out the right channel. I think I said it. The point is that they canceled each other out, and that's why I couldn't hear anything when I was trying to monitor it with the headphones. So, now that I at least figured out what was happening, I was able to work around that by just taking the cables, switching up the the cables stereo channels so that they don't cancel each other out anymore. And so it works now. So I'm still frustrated that my equipment isn't working quite like it should optimally, but at least I can make it work now, which is the important part. And then I just need to, and see, part of the reason that I hadn't, okay, that story is over, and I doubt that it's of any interest to anyone who doesn't play with audio equipment. But yeah, at least it works now, but still irritating when things don't work like they're supposed to. I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes. How about that? Huh?